And let's start standing at the top of our mats in mountain. Pausing for a moment here to check in with how we're doing. Coming back to our 3-part breath. Reminding ourselves that as long as we are breathing, we are doing yoga. Eyes opened or closed. Let's circle sweep the arms here. Inhaling to the top and exhaling, drawing hands down through heart center. Let's give it one more here. As we bring hands down through heart center, we're sitting down and back into chair flow, warming up our lower body strength and upper body range of motion, alternating with a lateral flexion. So as we stand tall, we're inhaling right arm to sky, exhaling, sitting down and back into chair, left arm to sky, alternating side to side. We can stretch arms in opposite directions, so right arm up and then stretching left fingertips to the earth. So we are evenly balanced between earth and sky. Let's take this once more each way. Sitting into chair, and then standing into mountain here. Let's warm up our swan dive. Inhaling, arms to sky, exhaling, swan diving with our hip hinge, reminding ourselves that we can rest our upper body on our legs, give our heads a gentle little shake. And stepping back to child's pose. Of course, we can pause and rest in child's as we need to. Otherwise, coming onto all fours, moving through cat and cow here. Moving with our own breath, our own energy levels, choosing to practice in a way that honors how we're doing at this moment in time, getting those kinks out. And then we're meeting back in a neutral spine. Tucking our toes, we can lift up into downward facing dog and we're pedaling out our heels. Walk into the top of the mat. Reversing our swan dive, coming up into mountain. Let's step back with the right foot to face the long edge of the mat, preparing for sunflowers and moonflowers here. Inhaling up and out into a 5-pointed star. Exhaling, we're lowering down into moonflowers. Let's alternate this with sunflowers. Inhaling up into our 5-pointed star, and then exhaling into sunflowers. Let's go 1 or 2 more here, and then we'll all pause, meeting in our 5-pointed star. Using our expanding breath, expanding our energy up and out in all directions. We're bringing hands to heart center. We're stepping to the back edge of the mat for chair and alternating lateral flexion. Sitting down and back into chair pose, we can give our toes a wiggle, making sure that our feet are firmly planted without gripping. Inhaling, right arm to sky, left fingertips to the earth, lateral flexion. Sitting down and back into chair. Matching breath to movement. Working on our theme here. You know how it goes. Lengthening through the sides of the ribs. And go once more each way. We'll all meet in our chair pose. Inhaling, arms overhead, and exhaling, swan diving forward. Forward fold, stepping back. Pausing in our child's pose. And coming onto all fours, we're cat and cow. With our exhale, making our spines into the shape of a rainbow. And with our inhale, shining our hearts forward, sliding shoulder blades down and back, lifting tailbone to sky. Let's go once more each way. And then option for down dog or child, so we can shake off our hips or pedal out the heels in down dog. Walking forward to the back edge of the mat into forward fold and reversing our swan dive, coming on up into mountain. Continuing to move in a clockwise direction or stepping back with the right foot. Option here to alternate sunflowers and moonflowers, inhaling up and out, and exhaling, lowering down. Building warmth and strength in the lower body. And then pausing and meeting in our 5-pointed star, lifting our energy up, holding our expansion with our inhale, and with our exhale, we're bringing hands to heart center. Let's step back to the top edge of the mat. Yes, we're going to continue with our chair flow and chest expansion. So let's sit into chair. A familiar pose. Maybe it's just a little bar stool at this time of day. We're not going super low. Exhaling down, inhaling chest expansion, arms to T. And that's our flow. So we're warming up our range of motion in our shoulders. Kind of nice after being on Zoom all day too, to kind of like put those shoulders back where they belong. Let's do one more here. And then again, we're swan diving to the floor. Stepping back to down dog or child's. So we always have this option to pause in child's or down dog, kind of recalibrate, turning our attention inward, practicing our breathing. If we're looking for some more strength, let's come onto all fours for our spinal balance. I've done a bunch of spinal balance variations today. Maybe I should give us something a little bit different. Let's go like this. Okay, so we're pushing down with the right hand and the left knee. We're reaching forward with the left hand and back with the right leg. And then let's open to the corners of the mat. So we're doing our spinal balance on a diagonal. Bringing it back, straight front and back, and then lowering down. Let's take it to the other side. So we're pushing down with the left hand, down with the right knee. And we can always tap forward as well, right? We don't have to lift. So we can tap front and back, right hand, left foot, and then we can open to the corners. So the right hand moves more to the right, the left foot moves more to the left. Back through the midline of the body, and then back through center. Let's go once more each way. Moving in a comfortable range of motion, comfortable speed, remembering to breathe. It all comes from the core. Last time. Yogi's choice, down dog or child's. And then we're coming forward into our forward fold. Firm bend in the knees and firming the muscles in the back of the leg, reversing our swan dive back up to mountain. We'll take it counterclockwise around the mat this time. Stepping back with our left, option to alternate sunflowers and moonflowers. And maybe we just want to do sunflowers or we just want to do moonflowers. It's all good. Reaching up to our 5-pointed star and stepping to face the back edge of the mat. Mountain pose. Alternating chair and chest expansion. Familiar now? We could do a smaller range of motion, of course, in the arms, right? We don't have to fully straighten, especially if space is limited. We could do our cactus arms. Let's do one more here, and then we're standing up into mountain, inhaling arms overhead, exhaling swan diving forward, or making our way back to down dog or child's, pausing, before we move into our spinal balance once more. Coming onto all fours, soft bend in the elbows, strong arms. Let's feel it out in our bodies, pressing down through the right hand and left knee, pressing down through the top of the left foot. We're hovering left hand and right knee. We can tap forward or extend forward, and if we want to open to the corners, we can. Coming back to center, and then resetting for the other side. Taking our time with it. Still flowing, but slow, right? Slow flow class. We'll go once more on the right and left. Once more resting back, down dog or child's. Stepping forward into our forward fold, reversing our swan dive. And we'll begin to make our way back to the top edge of the mat. Opening to the long edge of the mat, stepping back with our left. Sunflowers and moonflowers. Pausing, 5-pointed star, standing tall, and then stepping up to the top of the mat in our mountain pose. From mountain, let's... Okay, we'll have a little fun with a couple variations of sort of a moon salutation. So let's go ahead and step back with whichever leg makes sense so that you can see what I'm doing. So we're done with our mandala. We'll do some side to side pivoting. Dancing Warrior 2. Maybe we've seen this one before, and I usually start us with our hands on our hips. Often in Warrior 2, we pivot like the upper body, and actually we should be square to the long edge of the mat. So I love this one to practice heart shining forward the entire time. Let's take our right toes and point them towards the short edge of the mat. Warrior 2. Let's pivot the other way. Back to the long edge of the mat. Warrior 2 the other way. We might notice that our torso wants to go with the foot and the knee. Really only the foot and the knee go. So if we want to take our sleepwalker arms forward, we're pivoting the legs, but the arms don't move. Shoulders stay square. We can take it quite low as we get into it, maybe stepping the feet further apart, really strong in our Warrior 2 legs. And then as we're ready to do so, we can stack hands over feet. Inhaling arms overhead center, and then exhaling, lowering into Warrior 2. So as I'm bending my right knee, the back of the left shoulder has to work to keep me square. Flowing with our own breath, our own style. Let's pause in Warrior 2. Lowering down, feeling strong. Noticing what it feels like to have stillness after movement. And then we're taking it to the other side. So the manual has a note about the value of isometric movement. So yes, flowing is wonderful, that high intensity movement is wonderful. Isometric is great for our strength as well. We still keep it to our 3 to 5 breaths. Let's come back through center, and this time we can take hands to our hips, hinging from our hips, maybe a deep bend in the knees, wide-legged forward fold or our standing straddle. We can take fingertips under shoulders, maybe flat hands, maybe even reaching forward, sort of a down dog variation. And we can have some freedom with this. This will be, I think, our only wide-legged forward fold of the day. So we can bend one knee at a time, taking it side to side. Oh no, we got one more coming up. Okay, so we know we can go a little bit deeper the next time through. Bending our knees, re-engaging strength in the back line of the body, using our core muscles to come up. Maybe we like to come up with more of like a deadlift kind of feel, super strong. And let's move through our moon salutations. Okay, so a sun salutation, forward and back movement of the body, moon salutation, side to side movement of the body. As the name suggests, it's kind of a cooler way of flowing, so it's in our slow flow. What are we doing? Okay, we start with our moon god pose. Sometimes also called like a deity pose. So moon god, moon goddess, deity. We inhale up, and then we exhale. Let's pivot towards our right foot for a lunge. So we have to pivot, right foot to the short edge of the mat. We're lifting the left heel. We can inhale, arms overhead. Exhaling, let's take hands back to hips. We're sneaking our back foot in. So in this case, it's our left foot for a short stance, warrior one, and hinging our hips into pyramid. I'll go a little bit easier on us for today. For our slow flow variation, instead of our half moon balance, let's do figure skater pose. So like a beautiful figure skater skating along, we lift our back leg. You know what else to call this? Essentially, it's half moon balance without the hand on the floor. And magically, we're very cool. We're very smooth. We're coming back into our moon god pose. We take it to the other side. We inhale up, pivoting into our crescent lunge on the other side, taking our heels with us. Inhaling, arms overhead. Exhaling into our pyramid. So our back foot comes in, all 10 toes forward, so that we have square hips. So we get our hamstring stretch in pyramid pose, and then we've got to ask those hamstrings to work hard again. We're sort of coming up through a warrior three as we open out into our figure skater pose. I'll throw more arm variations into this the next time. Lots of confidence to come back into our moon god. Ooh. Okay, we got a balance. Let's go. Inhaling up, exhaling crescent lunge. Inhaling up, exhaling pyramid. We can take hands to heart, down the thigh or shin. If we would like our crescent, or if we would like our half moon balance a bit more conventional, yes, of course we can. Or maybe we want to go ta-da in our figure skater variation and then fly back down to the mat in moon god. Let's keep it going. Inhaling up, exhaling, we're lifting our right heel into lunge. Inhaling up, exhaling, we're stepping our back foot in for pyramid. Inhaling up to our half moon balance. And then exhaling into our moon god. Okay, I think we've got the flow. Let's keep going. I will say less so that each of us can embody it in our own way. If we can, once more each way. And then we'll meet in our moon god pose for another isometric. Maybe we get a little clunky with the steps. We kind of got to recalibrate ourselves. That's okay. Remembering we're picking up our feet so that knee and toes are always tracking in the same direction. To go a little easier on ourselves, maybe we're not bending so deeply into these poses. What did I say? We're meeting back in our moon god. Okay, looking strong, holding our isometric. Still roughly going for 3 to 5 breaths. So if we got here a long time ago, we could straighten the legs to rest and then get back into it. Wide-legged forward fold again, though. I think we're all back. I don't think anybody's still moving. All 10 toes point forward, hinging from our hips, using core strength to control our descent. Option to hold our wide-legged forward fold. We can bend our knees. If we are in the mood for a lateral lunge or skandasana, or what we called, I think, our mobility lunge earlier, let's go for it. So we can bend our right leg to take us low into our lateral lunge. Fingertips can stay down, maybe hands to thighs for support, hands to heart center for a more uplifted variation. Still thinking shoulders square, lots of confidence in our posture. If we did want to take it really low, often we lift the toes of the left leg. If we want to bind, we're wrapping right arm behind right leg, left arm behind the left side of the body. And we can clasp our bind, or maybe even be more open in our bind so our hands are supporting us. Our right hand can be on the floor, and our left hand can be sort of just reaching behind or also on the floor. We'll switch it to the other side. So let's come out with control, no rush. Taking it the other way, lowering down, accommodating the movement. If we want to get low, we can, but we do not have to, right? If we want to bind, left arm comes around in behind the left leg, so we have to go through internal rotation to get back there. We can bind or not bind. We could be low, we could be high. These are all just different ways of making a similar shape. Only you know which is the most beneficial for you today. We can use our hands through the center of the feet, so we're coming back into a symmetrical position. Bending our knees. Sometimes this gives a bit of a head rush, so we may want to move up slowly. We can walk the feet together. And if we're okay with it in our own space in our homes, we'll stay on the long edge of the mat. Let's reset with a full round of breath, bringing hands to heart. And we'll challenge our balance side to side. So let's step a little bit to the right, challenging our balance on the right side. A little bit to the left, challenging our balance on the left side. We can add our arms. Inhaling, circle sweeping up as we step, and then exhaling, hands to heart center as we bring ourselves together. So we're circle sweeping the arms as we step side to side. We can also add our tree pose the next time through. So we're bringing our heart rate down. This is a great recovery flow that I'll also put in HIIT classes. And another kind of familiar position to recalibrate. Pause and hold tree on one side. Full breath in, slow breath out. As we're bringing hands down through heart center and switching sides. Holding here, our longer hold for our tree. Full breath in, slow breath out. Hands down through heart center. Wherever we are in our homes, we're stepping back to the top edge of the mat and we're ready to take it to the floor. Once more, swan diving down and back. We can pause child's or down dog. Making our way to a seated position. And we'll come into seated twist here. We'll just do one seated pose and then we'll come down to lie on our backs. Often a slow flow class will have a lot more time spent on the mat. Spinal balance, locust, that kind of thing. And for today, we will keep it easygoing. We'll just do a seated twist. Okay. Let's do, since we brought this up earlier, let's do our genie arms. So we still have heart shining forward the entire time, pulling back one elbow at a time, sort of like we're starting a lawnmower. We're working the muscles in the back of the shoulder, one at a time. Sometimes this can be a great one if you sit at a desk to reset. Let's bring our whole body with us. We inhale up. And then rotate to the side. We will pause and hold here. Maybe we have a greater awareness of the back of the shoulder. as we come into our rotation. Let's do our familiar inhale, sitting tall, exhale, twisting further. And then our next inhale brings us back through center. Let's reset our shoulders and our genie arms. And usually they're done, more like I dream of Genie, pulling back one elbow at a time. Just thinking, wait a second, genies don't do that. Yes, okay. All right, we've brought awareness and engagement to the back of the shoulder. Maybe we can feel our collarbones lengthening. Let's inhale up. And we're twisting the opposite way. Inhaling, imagining we grow taller. Exhaling, core hugs in, growing stronger. And our next exhale brings us back through center. Okay, let's take it into a supine position. Taking a moment for ourselves here. My suggestion would be probably a figure 4 stretch since we've been sitting all day. But yogi's choice. We are advanced today. If figure 4 does not feel like the best fit, then I want each of us to feel empowered to throw in the best stretch that we could do at this moment in time here for ourselves. Full breath in, slow breath out. Maybe with our exhale, imagining our minds empty out a little, our shoulders get a little heavier. We're resting now, sinking, settling in. We can switch sides of whatever pose we're doing. Letting go of the need to do anything, be anything, or know anything at this moment. Simply existing as we are. Pause for a moment in our constructive rest so we can plant our feet, knees pointed up. We can take hands to belly or maybe our bottom ribs, maybe hands to heart and belly to tune inward. Enjoying a mindful pause. Noticing any area in the body where we may still be holding any tension. And gently encouraging the tension to leave or release. We may imagine a sensation of melting or warmth in that area. Even though it is brief, we can remind ourselves we can carve out these little moments of pause and rest throughout our day. Anytime we have just a minute, we can come back here. And for now, we will finish in a seated position. So we'll come to one side, press on up, re-engage our spines and our sense of vitality, and reset our shoulders. Maybe we want to inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Circle, sweep arms to the sky, bringing hands to heart, gathering our energy together. Thank you so much for joining me for our slow flow and moon salutation. Namaste.